Cool. Well, good morning, everybody, and thanks for being here today. This is a real exciting day for me personally. We're going to announce several new members of our administration and our cabinet, people who reflect our Wisconsin values and also our state's great diversity, and I feel very, very confident that they will always put the people of Wisconsin first. Said along, moving forward, we've focused on bringing people together and working towards a Wisconsin that really involves everybody in the state. That's why we're doing a lot of these listening sessions around the state also. The secretaries that I'm announcing today are going to bring some really extraordinary talent to their agencies and to the state of Wisconsin. I'm so proud to announce them today. A lot of different backgrounds, and that is important, not only around the diversity of the issue to make sure that we have good, high-quality, high-talented people. That's always been my goal when I ran for office, and that's what we're beginning those announcements today. We're going to ensure that we bring back science to the Department of Natural Resources, that we work across the state to reform our criminal justice system and address racial disparities, as well as improving public safety. We're going to also highlight for all the world to see that Wisconsin has a lot to offer, and that we do it by running an efficient and effective government that's focused on finding solutions and making sure that our state remains a great state to live and work. Now, when we've interviewed people for these positions and all the secretary positions, there's a couple things that we really focused on, and all the people that are behind me that I will be talking to you today also believe in. We have to have leaders that connect the dots. All these issues that we ran on in the campaign, whether it's healthcare, whether it's transportation, whether it's education, criminal justice reform, we have to have leaders that know how to connect the dots. Obviously, we live in a society and, frankly, a state government that we have silos. There's no question about them. I think sometimes we like to call them cylinders of excellence. And but those leaders of those cylinders of excellence actually have to know how to reach out to other agencies, other agency heads, in order to solve the critical problems that Wisconsin faces. They just won't face those issues alone. Second of all, I believe, and I know the people that are joining our group that's we're going to be talking to today, they also believe in the importance of employee voice in the agencies that they work in. It's critically important that state employees understand that they're valuable members of the workforce in Wisconsin. They have a lot of value to add to it, and we need to make sure that they are actively engaged in the work for the state of Wisconsin, and they have voice, and they are engaged because they have voice. Those are really important things to me, and I know to the four people that are standing behind me. On behalf of Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes and me, I'm thrilled to welcome these new cabinet secretaries to the team. I look forward to partnering with them as we begin to tackle the problems that face our state, and we're excited to get to work. So now I'd like to begin this conversation with you by introducing the new Secretary of the Department of Administration, Joel Brennan. Joel?
Thank you, Governor-elect Evers, and I'm honored to serve the Governor-elect along with these great people up here today who all love our state and have been committed to service throughout their careers. Those of us introduced today and in the coming days accept the responsibility and opportunity that awaits us across state government and across the state of Wisconsin. We all have our own Wisconsin story. Mine includes connections to communities like Manitowoc, Two Rivers, East Troy, Madison, but is really bedrocked right here in southeastern Wisconsin, here in Milwaukee. Both during the campaign and since his election, the governor-elect has tried to set a new tone for himself and his administration. The idea that in order for me to win, you have to lose badly, and that victory is more important than the end result are not the way it always has been in Wisconsin, nor should it be that way. I'm excited to work for someone who wants to passionately stand for the issues he and we care about, like better health care options, a stronger economy, stronger schools, and improved infrastructure, but who also wants to set a different level of expectations for what the citizens of the state can demand from Madison. Sadly, they've been conditioned, I think, to expect too little. That must change. It's said that you can tell a good deal about a person by the company he or she keeps. I'm honored to be in this company today. While my wife couldn't make it, she has to work, and our two kids are in a different MPS school today, I'm honored to have several members of our Discover World Executive Committee here with me. For the last 11 years, we've worked together to create better outcomes in STEM education and workforce development for kids across the region, and their work will continue. These people represent industry, education, finance, law, and other disciplines. And we don't discuss politics much amongst us. We're polite Wisconsin residents. But they're Wisconsin people, and they reflect Wisconsin. And Governor, I would hazard a guess that not all of them voted for you in November. Of course, we have 4 years to work on that now. But they're here. They're here to support me. They're here to support the governor and his position. And they're here because they passionately love the state of Wisconsin. That attitude that allows people from diverse backgrounds to check their egos at the door, roll up their sleeves, and get things done is what unfortunately has been missing for far too long in Madison. It's the tone that the governor-elect has brought to his administration, one that we will take very seriously. But it's also a fundamentally Wisconsin value, which is why I'm so excited to be part of this team. So thank you, Governor-elect Evers, for this call. I thank you for the call to service. I'm eager to get to work with the talented people in your office and in your administration to move our state forward. With that, I'm pleased to introduce my future colleague at the Department of Corrections, Kevin Carr.
Thank you, Joel. Good morning. I want to thank Governor-elect Evers for giving me this opportunity to serve the people of the state of Wisconsin as the Secretary of Corrections. On a national level, criminal justice reform is a priority, and with yesterday's passage of the First Step Act, we have an unprecedented opportunity to move in that same direction and create positive changes in the criminal justice system here in Wisconsin. Working together in collaboration with labor, advocacy groups, elected officials, the community at large, as well as subject matter experts, we can make a real difference and change the outcomes that we produce and make a positive impact on the lives of not only those involved in the criminal justice system, but more importantly, the taxpayers of the state of Wisconsin by being smart on crime and producing better results while reducing prison costs. We have much work to do, but I share Governor-elect Evers' vision to maintain public safety, build safer communities, and create resources that are effective and responsive to the people, as well as recognizing the value and human dignity in every person. Thank you. And now, I'd like to introduce Preston Cole, our new Secretary of the Department of Natural Resources.
I think I'm a bit more eager than Joel. Joel and I go way back, and it's a 27-year relationship. And what brings us together is Governor-elect Evers. I have a wonderful opportunity to guide 2,500 individuals in the Department of Natural Resources. This is not new to me. As many of you already know, I'm a forester by profession. The kids in this room and the kids in this building are taking science classes. Joel spoke a little bit about what his organization does in terms of STEM. What do we tell them later in life? That science may not matter. It may be politics that runs the day. I'd like to double down on science being the epicenter of natural resource management. For those decisions to manage the great resources of the state of Wisconsin need our full attention. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
And many of you already know that I've served on the Natural Resource Board for approximately 12 years, 3 years as chair. And so I've walked into that building for 12 years. And there's certainly been a change in attitude. There's certainly been apathy about, will anyone listen to us? So I will represent those natural resource managers, those scientists, to give them the light that they so deserve to add value to the conversation on natural resource management. That said, the Natural Resource Board flings its doors wide open, and I plan on working with that organization, continue to work with that organization, to hear from regular citizens weekly and monthly about what's important to them. We had one woman from Kewaunee County appear before us for 19 times, 3 minutes at a time. What was our desire? We're going to turn on DNR TV. So if you want to watch the Natural Resource Board, log on. Do you have to travel 4 hours to tell us what's on your mind? Transparency and openness is a desire of Governor-elect Evers. It's been a Merry Christmas for me already, Governor. I love it. Love what you stand for. And for those of you who may have missed his appearance in front of the City of Milwaukee Common Council, it was unparalleled. Unparalleled to what any governor in recent history has ever done. He has hitched his caboose to the economic center of the great state of Wisconsin. It sends a message to everybody who reside in this state that Milwaukee continues to be important to this governor. That said, let me talk a little bit about the resource. Our state forest, our parks, our natural areas, the shorelines. The Department of Natural Resources has a kinship with tourism. The products that I manage, Secretary Meany has to sell. And what a job she's prepared to do. With that, Governor-elect, I am so proud. My 96-year-old mother is proud that you've invited me to join this team. I will work my tail off for what you stand for, reaching across aisles, work with anybody who chooses to work with us. But I'd like Secretary Meany to know I got an ad campaign all over the state, billboards that say, spend all your money in Wisconsin. Governor-elect, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, my partner in crime, Secretary Sarah Meany.
I did not know that I was signed up to follow Preston, but I feel honored. You know, Mark Twain famously wrote that travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And to me, that's inspiring to imagine that travel has such an impact on positive human change in the world. I am thrilled to have the opportunity to help build that inspiration for millions of people to experience what makes Wisconsin the great state that it is. It is an honor to serve as Secretary of Tourism, along with my esteemed and well-spoken colleagues, and to work under the leadership of Governor-elect Tony Evers. I look forward to working collaboratively with the leaders of our legislature to ensure that all people from all walks of life feel welcomed and the warm Wisconsin enthusiasm that we are so well known for, and that they feel inspired to put our great state at the top of their travel lists. So I take this challenge, and I'm honored to serve. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you.
Well, thanks to all four of you for joining the Evers-Barnes administration. It's important, as I mentioned before, it's important to have top-level people, and I'm sure you'll agree with me that we have done that. We have done that with these four. I also want to have just a quick shout-out for the school administration here, letting us come in and interrupt their day. And Dr. Posley is here, superintendent of schools, and great relationship, and thank you very much for allowing us to be here today. So with that, I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have or may have for any of the four people standing next to me.
We've got time for just a few before the tour starts.
Yep.
Governor-elect, there
The message is the same message I said all during the campaign. I'm seeking talent, and I'm seeking people that can connect the dots, and people that will work with the civil servants and others in their agencies to provide the best services possible, and to have a cabinet that looks like the people of Wisconsin. And we have a great start here. These are extremely talented people, great problem solvers. They're going to be able to connect the dots. We're going to solve issues for the people of Wisconsin.
Does this represent a change in the relationship between state government and the city of Milwaukee, and if so, in what way?
Well, for sure, the city. You know, these folks are all from the area. City of Milwaukee, the survival and the well-being of the city of Milwaukee absolutely drives what happens in the state of Wisconsin. It's not that the rest of Wisconsin is irrelevant, but if we have a sound, largest city in the state, Class 1 city, we will have a sound Class Wisconsin. Yes. You. Right, we only have, that's the answer. We only have 4 today, and I happen to be in Milwaukee, and these 4 happen to be from Milwaukee. We'll have more announcements in the near future, and I think the criticism will be dissipated as we move forward. Wherever people reside in the state of Wisconsin, in any state agency or any public agency or any private business knows that talent is what drives success, and I'm looking for talent, and these 4 people have it in a very, very high level.
Governor Evers, it's really exciting to see. I know 3 of those people you have up there. I'm a lifelong resident of this city and have been frustrated for a long time with everything solely about Madison and Memphis. We don't count. You proved with your first 4 selections that there is going to be a change, and for that we are excited.
Thanks, Earl, and yes, it is the largest city in the state of Wisconsin. It is the city that has the greatest wonders and successes, and frankly, the greatest challenges. And if we don't recognize that and try to build upon that with not only our own team, but with me collaborating with the city of Milwaukee and the various organizations that represent Milwaukee, we'll fail as a state. That's why actually later today we're going to have the last of our listening sessions, formal listening sessions here in Milwaukee. We have a huge number of people there. And listening to people is going to be important for us to make wise decisions going forward.
Got time for one more?
Going once, going twice.
Where do you stand with the rest of the candidates, in particular the
We're closing in on completing the process. We will be making some more announcements in the very near future. We hope to have all the selections done before the holiday or before the inauguration for sure, but either hopefully before the holidays. We've gotten lots of good recommendations, lots of people that have self-nominated, and recommendations from others. So we feel very good about the process. The transition team is led by 2 extraordinary people. I see Joanne back there, and she's one of those extraordinary people. And it's going very, very well. We will be interviewing people right up to the Christmas holiday, and I think we will be finished with that process by that time. So thanks so much for being here today. These are world-class people I'm standing with. Thank you.